Houston Texans are a team that, as we've said many times last year, played every game 1 o'clock Eastern except Week 18 when they slid to that Saturday night and we saw them beat the Colts and win the division. A lot of games in primetime this year for the Texans, 6 primetime or standalone games. And, you could see some spots late in the year where they end up at 4:25 p.m. Eastern, like that Dolphins game, Week 15, coming out of their bye. We'll see them on NBC. Ooh, Caleb Williams and the Houston Texans getting together the second week of the season. They've got a Thursday night game. They've got the Christmas game. They're another team that does the 4-day turnaround twice later in the year, though. It's not jammed together early like it is for the Jets. They've got the Monday night game at Dallas. I was hoping that would be the Thanksgiving afternoon game. But still, that'll be a huge one, Week 11. Lions come to town, another NBC game. So we will get to see a lot more of the Texans this year. We can't just assume they're going to be great again. They're going to be a different team, a different vibe, a different attitude. How do they react to the fact that they were successful last year unexpectedly? Will they still, understand what it took for them to win those games? Can they do it with more people watching? They did play well last year when they were in big spots.
Yes, they did.
When they were at Indianapolis in primetime.
Yeah.
When they had that playoff game against the Browns and blew them off the field. And they did give the Ravens a run for their money in the divisional round.
Yeah.
So I'm not all that worried about the Texans backsliding. But if they do, there'll be plenty of games where we watch the Texans be maybe not as good as they were last year. But I think they're going to be as good or better. Remember, they're the only team ever to add a 1,000-yard rusher, Joe Mixon, a 1,000-yard receiver, Stephon Diggs, and a guy who had 10 or more sacks in Danielle Hunter in one offseason. So while the other team in Texas said all in, the Texans went as all in as they could.
Yeah, they did. The Texans made big moves. The Texans, I think, would be one of the teams on the short list that they won the offseason, right? I think that's how I would look at the Texans. And then you couple that with, they have the new up-and-coming superstar at quarterback, playing for them, and, of course, going to have that confidence and bravado to go, hey, we got this guy. We're going to be in every game, right? So they got everything working there. Defense, we know, I can only imagine it's going to be better. Year 2 in the system, the talent improved. But, yeah, the schedule is harder. And within that schedule, their division's going to be harder this year, right? I mean, the Colts they're a solid football team, as we know, and it's, hey, Anthony Richardson. The Jaguars are going to be on a mission. They're not going to like the way the year ended for them last year. And then, you kind of got we don't know what to expect from the Tennessee Titans. Okay. But then they also play the NFC North. And I think, we'd be in agreement. And most people that follow football to go, hey, the NFC North is no joke right now. Right. It's really just like, how good will those 2 young quarterbacks be in the division? But like the Packers and the Lions are going to be good, and they got to deal with that. And then, of course, we know the Bears Week 2, that there's a lot of talent on that Bears team. And the Vikings in Minnesota, never easy either. And we know, even though it's a rookie quarterback, O'Connell, J.J. McCarthy's better than any of those backups they threw out there last year. So let's just start there as a baseline. He's better than all of them. So I expect better offense than all those games you saw at the very least. But, yeah, going to be interesting to see how the Houston Texans answer the challenge this year.
And Kevin O'Connell's going to have more than a few days to get J.J. McCarthy ready.
Exactly.
Like it was
Right.
with Josh Dobbs.
Exactly.
And, we better go with Nick Mullins. And then we got this guy. And then we got Jaron Hall and whatever. So, yes, it is going to be not easy for the Texans this year. You got one more thing?
Well, the end of the schedule, just like if they are that playoff team and we think that what they are, right, just to, throw that out there and look at it like, the Chiefs, the Ravens, the Dolphins, and, 15, 16, and 17, those weeks there, if the Texans are of the, capable or as capable as we think they are, those could be major games for seeding in the AFC and how it shakes out.
And we've already got 2 of them in standalone spots because it's the Saturday before Christmas and then Christmas Day, the Ravens at the Texans, a game that maybe will be. And, it develops as the season unfolds. Maybe that's going to be a game that determines the number 1 seed in the AFC. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.